Hello, everybody. Ooh, that was off key. Sorry. Let's try it again. Take two. Hello, everybody. I don't like that. I'll work on it. Little workshop. Okay, everyone. Today, I just felt a massive need to talk about grief a little bit. I might get a little emotional, and it's okay because tears are healing and necessary and very, very good. Yeah, it was my dad's birthday this week. He would have been 81 years old. Wow. Yeah, his birthday was on Tuesday, and I've been feeling it a lot this week and the week leading up to his birthday. And I just wanted to kind of talk to a group of people on here who have lost a parent or has lost a loved one that kind of had that parental role or spirit in your life, because it's not easy. And as much as time does heal, there are always going to be those monumental moments in your life that you just wish that they were there. I want to simply give you a moment in time to feel less alone on this journey of grief and healing, and also just to hopefully encourage you in how I have dealt with this grief this week. First things first. My dad passed in 2017, and most years, for the last several years, my sisters and I and my mom have gotten together every year for his birthday to celebrate him, to be together, to enjoy the food he loved, to enjoy each other and the legacy that he left in us. And this was the first year that we hadn't done that on the weekend of his birthday. So leading up to it, I was a little sad and just wondering what that day might be like for me, to be by myself and just sit with the grief again. And I will tell you that as much as grief can be incredibly uncomfortable, as much as we as humans sometimes just want to run in the opposite direction of it, it is actually one of the most powerful and healing and beautiful things that you can do, that you can gift yourself, is the process of grieving, of crying, of sitting in silence with yourself and remembering the beautiful moments in the life well lived of this person, and in this case, my dad. And so I just took the morning and I did a little yoga. I sat in quiet and silence. I had my whole to-do list for the day and I kept trying to get it done, but then something kept pulling me back to just not try and do, but just like sit in stillness and in the grief and remember. And something I also did, which I recommend if you can, if you have this available to you, is reach out to the people in your life that are still here, that in some ways filled any gaps that your parent can no longer fulfill in this moment. So I reached out to my uncles and my brother, and I just said, hey, thank you for your presence as a fatherly figure, thank you for being present and for loving me and for walking with me throughout this life. That was so helpful. It actually brought a level of my grief into wholeness and into hopefulness and into joy and gratitude. Before we end, I read this book called Life of the Beloved by Henri Nouwen. Totally, please read this book. It is simple and profound and Everyone should read it. It's just an incredible book. He said something really interesting about death that I wanted to read and share with you in hopes that it'll encourage you and kind of shift your perspective just a little bit around grief and losing someone, because I know that it's hard. And me sharing this is not in wanting to like paint unnecessarily positive picture, but just to invite you into the healing power of grief, as well as the hope in allowing yourself to grieve. So, Life of the Beloved. Just gonna share a little snippet from this book that is so good, you guys. He writes, "The deaths of those whom we love and who love us open up the possibility of a new, more radical communion, a new intimacy, a new belonging to each other. If love is indeed stronger than death, then death has the potential to deepen and strengthen the bonds of love." It was only after Jesus had left his disciples that they were able to grasp what he truly meant to them. But isn't that true for all who die in love? It is only when we have died that our spirits can completely reveal themselves. For my dad, beautiful person, his ability to love was limited by his needs and his wounds. Now, after his death, the needs and wounds that kept his spirit captive no longer inhibited him from giving his life, his full self to us. Now they can send us their spirits and we can live in a new communion with them. Page 117 and 118, if you're curious. I don't know about you, but I read this book last year, and when I read that part, I was like, oh my gosh, this is everything. What a amazing way to look at death. I hope so much that this just short little chat about grief and about celebrating a parent that you've lost, parents that you've lost, encourages you, and again, just helps you feel like you're not as alone anymore. So I hope this was meaningful and impactful for you. If you would like a guided meditation on grief, processing grief, I'd love to do that for you all and for myself. Yeah, let me know if you'd like that, if it's something that you would like. Yeah. Thank you, as always, for joining me for these chats and guided meditations and movement and whatever else happens on this channel. I so appreciate your presence. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Much love. Bye.